Hi guys, this is the Oracle and I'm back for the finals of this Legacy Cube draft. I definitely like to play first and this hand is fine. It's a bit heavy on lands obviously, but I'm gonna keep it. No real reason to mulligan that, as I have an answer to early cards, a fairly good late spell, and Thespian stage which could end up win me the game if I can assemble it with Maritlag card. As if we are playing mono red, that's not gonna be a very good matchup for me. And the question now is, should I ice? I don't think icing their mountain is gonna be very good. I'd rather ice an attacking creature or use fire to kill potential threats. But mono red, if this is the matchup we are playing, is not gonna be very good. I guess it's a fairly slow start for them, which I can appreciate. Drawing 2 lands in a row of a 5 land hand was fairly awful though. And I should have played Thespian stage there actually, in case I were to draw Dark Depths next turn, so I could use it on the next turn. That would have been much better than playing the island. Hopefully it will not matter though. But that was a little misplay, that's for sure. I'm definitely playing the stage next turn, and for some reason our opponent is, not doing anything during our main phase, keeping the priority for apparently no reason. Um, if it continues, I might just pause the video. Hmm. What can I tell you to entertain you? Well, not much, cause I guess if I can reach 5 mana, I will play my Siege Gang. If he plays something, I will probably use Fire or Ice. But that aside, there's not much I can tell. I just hope I'm not gonna get burned. But Mono Red not doing anything during the first 3 turn is fairly good. I think I'm gonna fire that. Um, am I? Should I? I could also ice it. Um, I don't think having 4 power or greater in mono red is that easy. So it's like if it was a Chandra's Phoenix, it would certainly come back to the battlefield, but here it is less likely unless he has something like the 4/4 for 3. So kinda wanna draw cards though. Hmm. Yeah, I think I wanna draw cards because right now I'm not doing anything, and I did draw a Looter Ilkar. Alright, not the most amazing card, but it is something. I guess if it leaves, which is not very likely, it will filter my land, which does nothing right now. And we'll see what the opponent does. And now read Mesa. That is fine. That is fine. Next turn I can cast Siege Gang. I'm not sure that it will accomplish a whole lot though. Oh, Spike Shot. Fairly bad for me. um, Alright. It's most likely gonna kill my Looter Ilkor, I would assume. Unless the opponent has something much better to do. Nope. Alright. Can I draw a non-land card? Why would you do that on my upkeep? Does it accomplish a lot? Maybe. I'm not sure. Oh, Wormcoil. Isn't that the perfect card to fight mono red? Wasn't that top deck lucky? Anyway, I'm at 18. I guess more realistically 16. I have 4 blockers and a Wormcoil next turn, so that should be fairly decent. Unless my opponent has something like Sulfuric Vortex, I should I should be fine. Um, Honestly, against mono red deck, I could have been in a lot more trouble. I guess they made a fairly slow start, which is lucky. Uh, but they can have a lot of things in hand, and if they just, bolt me and Sulfuric Vortex this turn and attack with Phoenix, I am down to how much? To 13, then 11 on my turn, and then this Wormcoil is not gonna be able to race him. So yep, not great. But if they don't have the Vortex, I should be fine. I guess a Skullcrack, if this is a card that's in the cube, could be annoying, but might not be enough. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, Wormcoil was definitely a great pick. My opponent is probably double queuing, because I don't think you need 1 minute to figure out a play with mono red. Uh, I mean, there are goblins on the battlefield. That doesn't seem very hard to think with. We'll see what they does. Incinerate the big dude. That is fine. I'd rather them use Incinerate on my thing than on and Brimstone Volley on my face. That's less. That is way less good. I still think that I'm fine if they don't have. Oh, and now that. Oh my god, those top deck, those top decks. So now even Sulfuric Vortex is not gonna be enough. Oh my god. Oh my god, as I will start to attack and pressure my opponent. This Pact of Negation is golden, because now Sulfuric Vortex doesn't save him, and I'm gonna gain 6 life each turn. Yeah. Probably the best card I could have drawn from my entire deck. And as I said, I don't think this is a great matchup at all for my deck, especially before side, because I don't have many burn spells. I guess I can assemble combos fairly fast, but that aside, there's not much I can do. Cuff? Maybe I should have countered that. I think it's just not threatening though. Like, sure, you have a mountain now. You attack for 2. Maybe cut was threatening. The thing is, I'm fearing cards like Sulfuric Vortex. I'm not sure that he realized that he would lose the mountain. Um, anyway, he can kill a goblin with Spike Shot, and there's not much I can do about that. I guess I'm attacking Koth with my engine. The mountains does not have trample, so he can sacrifice the Spike Shot and kill a goblin, but that means I can block the mountain and I will gain 6 in the process. Yeah, don't see any reason to attack with those goblins. I'd rather block a mountain. So that's gonna be my play there. And let's see what he does. I think he's probably blocking, and actually can. Yeah, I think the best play he can make is actually to use the Spike Shot ability on itself to avoid me from gaining life, and this is what he does, and that's a very good play. And there's not much I can do about that, honestly. Hopefully I do not die next turn. Alright. Yeah, the Spike Shot targeting itself play was definitely right. I've drawn a lot of land though. This is 4 spells, and I guess 5 spells, and 9 lands. I guess one of them is Wormcoil, and my opponent made a slow start, but it's still not the optimal amount of thing you want to draw. I have a Pact though, and if the board stay as it is, I should be winning. So Burn Spell do not really kill me right now, so I can just counter the more threatening spells and I should be fine. As my opponent still takes a fair amount of time to play there, but it seems like they definitely know how to do things. The Spike Shot Elder play was not, it was nothing crazy like an amazing pro player play or anything, but it's a play that how might I say that? It's a play that less experienced player would probably not have done. So it's a decent indication about my opponent level. Um, Thundermaw Alkite. I have to counter that. I will not be able to raise my opponent if he does have that. So I will have to counter that and hope that their last card is not a Sulfuric Vortex. If it is, there's not much I can do. Another possibility is that they have a Kratos Claw, in which case I would also die, but they seems to not have that. They would have used it first, so I should be fine actually. Alright. Let's not forget to pay the life. I mean the mana there. Yes. Bouncer is nothing special. And now I guess I'm attacking the opponent and attacking Cuss with all three, since if he has a burn spell I still want to cut to die. As I go back to 13, which is nice, and I'm just gonna play that Bouncer. It doesn't do a whole lot right now, but it's decent. And now I think I should be winning. Like, even if he has the Vortex there, I'm just racing him. The card I was fearing was Kratos Claw. I'm not sure why he used Cuss for mana. He could have eaten one of my token. I'm not sure. Anyway, that was... I mean, despite the enormous amount of land I drew, that was a fairly good... I mean, that was fairly lucky to draw Wurmcoil. Anyway, the sideboard options in this matchup are fairly clear for me. I don't want that Duplicant. I don't think I want Waterfront Bouncer. I like Threads a lot. I like a lot of cards that are very good, I think, in my deck for this matchup. I don't think Pact of Negation is actually very good. Daze is actually fine as a tempo card. I definitely want my Slagstorm. Probably those. Also maybe Build Back and maybe Show and Tell actually. The issue with Show and Tell is that, you know, if I can Show and Tell a Wurmcoil, it's nice, but that aside, I don't think it does a whole lot for me. What can I cut? Vendilion Clique is actually fairly bad. I mean, it's just gonna... I guess if you can get a really strong spell like Sulfuric Vortex, it is decent, but most of the time, 3-1 for 3, that's a lot of mana. If you remove a lightning bolt or something, they will probably get another burn spell anyway. So I don't think it's great. Daze, Impulse is not amazing, but you know, Impulse can let me dig to assemble my combo or make my Wurmcoil happen. So I think I kinda need that. I need Kiki Jiki for the combo. Those cards that put token are fine, as they allow me to have blockers. Beetleback is not the most appealing though. Maybe I want Show and Tell. Probably not though. Pact of Negation is not the best, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the deck this way. I think it's a fairly good sideboard against Mono Red, and since I was lucky enough to win game 1, I think now I have a fairly good shot at winning this match, because even if I lose there, I'm gonna play first next game, and post side I have some really decent cheap removal and option against a Mono Red deck. Hopefully the opponent will play a little bit faster though, because if it takes 1 minute between each play, that's gonna be amazing. I mean, not amazing, that's gonna be boring. Okay, that hint, oh my god. Can I keep that? It has everything. It has the combo and the Wurmcoil. The thing is, I'm not doing anything before turn 3, and that seems very weak. Especially since my opponent has probably 10 spell in his deck that can kill Pestermite. Exarch would be different, but Pestermite is weak. And I don't think I can afford to not do anything before turn 3 against a red deck. Even though I have Wurmcoil in the combo. That could seem nice, but I think it's too slow. A good red deck will kill me before turn 5, so I really cannot keep that. I have to mulligan, and that is much better as Spellskite is a really good card and Fire and Ice is also great. I don't really need that Thespian stage, I don't think. Actually, I'm gonna keep it. I have the Impulse, and Maritlag is a very efficient way to kill my opponent before they kill me, so I might try that. I mean, winning that the last game of the cube with Maritlag against Mono Red would be very fun. All right, I'm gonna play a Mountain. I think if I was him, I would not activate that against the red open. He might still do that. We'll see what he does. I think that would be a fairly poor play though, and he probably has some better thing to do. Fairly happy to not see a turn 1 there. Something like Goblin Guide would have been annoying. He attacks still. Alright. Well, I do not have the instant removal spell, but I think that's fairly bold. Okay, I drew that. Amazing. Do I want to play that Spellskite or keep Impulse slash Fire and Ice open? Kinda like playing that Spellskite. If my opponent next turn is gonna be Animate Mishra, attack with it, play a Mountain, burn the Spellskite for the amount of damage it needs to get killed, that's fine. I mean, that's completely fine. He lost a full... he would lose a full turn. Okay, that's threatening. I'm gonna kill that now. I have... right now, I don't really remember what kind of morph he could have. I guess there is the Gatagan Rider, I mean the rider that you can morph by discarding card. I don't think I've seen that card. That could be the Firecat. I'm not sure, but I kind of want to keep that. I kind of want to keep that, kill that now, as it is fairly threatening. I think. Let's see what that is. It does die, and it's a. Okay, what was that? I do not know. Okay, that would have actually not been too bad. I'm not very familiar with that card. As the opponent sacrifice Mesa, I guess he would have ended up with a 3-2 and card advantage. Falconras Aristocrat. That's annoying. That's gonna kill me very fast. And Spellskite cannot block it. I would much rather fire that if I had the option. Brutal Expulsion. Great. Again, an amazing top deck. Not much I can complain. I mean, not much I can say about that. Let's just... the issue is that... you can animate Factory and kill that. So actually you can animate Factory, sacrifice it, and give this indestructible. And I would take 4 more. I think I kind of have to... I'd like to use both effect, but I think I have to kill that now, unfortunately. Because if I do that, he will probably attack first anyway. I don't want to take the 4 damage, I cannot really afford to. Yeah, I have to kill that now. Not the most efficient use of Brutal Expedition. I mean, Brutal Expulsion, but I have to do that now. Yep, yeah, I have to do that, unfortunately. So it's a 4 mana shock. I guess 4 mana Flame Pilar since it removes the card. Not the most efficient, but it's a necessary evil because I cannot let him untap and sacrifice the Factory. That's 4 damage in my head, and I just can't afford to take 4 against a mono red deck. And I'm one piece of combo away from killing my opponent. Here I'm gonna block. If he wants to use a burn spell to kill my Spellskite, that's completely fine. I don't want to take damage in this matchup. Uh, I guess this could protect a potential combo, but no, I mean, I'd rather have 5 damage dealt to my Spell's Guide than to me. Hmm. As I do Daze, not the best thing. Guess I'm gonna Impulse now. Sigh. Alright. Is there a lot of things that I would know? Actually, yes, I should Impulse now. Because if I want to... Okay, that's bad. Both of these are... I guess I have to take an island there. Even though it's very unexciting. Kinda have to. Because I need to play my spells if I want to be doing something. Um, well, that was not great. I might daze that, whatever that might be. Okay, nothing. A Koth would be threatening there, I'm not gonna lie. If he attacks for 2 and plays a 4-drop afterwards, that's fine. I will go to 9 though. He has 2 cards left in hand, which is not a whole lot. But I'm not in the best spot. Okay, nothing else. Sulfur Force. This enables Kiki-Jiki, which I guess is nice. Anyway, I'm just gonna play my Siege Gang now. And yup. I mean, I can kill my opponent by using Kiki-Jiki and Siege Gang. That makes a lot of token, and that's gonna be killing my opponent fairly fast. But I'm at 9. So it's not that far from dying. Okay, 5 I guess. Yep, my opponent doesn't need match to kill me. Mm. A funny thing, okay. Mishra, okay. Since I have the Siege Gang, I mean the Kiki-Jiki, I'm gonna block with 2 Goblin. And, yep, that's gonna be my block. I could have blocked with 3 actually, it would have been a better play, because if he has some sort of... But I guess if he if he use a burn spell on my Goblin instead of my in my face, it's just better for me. Oh, he does have that. But I could not play around that, because if I let him deal 2 to me, he can deal 3, and if I block, he can deal 5, so nothing I could have done to prevent that. Alright, I'm just gonna die. Ah, that's unfortunate. What was I? Slag Storm. I wasn't drawing anything that could have killed my opponent extremely fast anyway, so I guess it's not awful. Yeah, he was on the play, and there's not much I could have done. I think I'm gonna keep my deck the way it is. Dual Caster Mage, is that appealing? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the deck the way it is. And honestly, on the play, if I get a decent hand, I don't think it's that bad of a matchup. But we'll see how it goes. The thing is, since he plays mono red, and my combo, even if I have Exarch, is also based around Kiki-Jiki, he could very well have a burn spell for my Kiki-Jiki and stop the thing. So it's not gonna be even that easy to win early with the combo. Wormcoil is nice, but it's a 6-drop. Maybe I should have side in the Show and Tell and try to get lucky and have Show and Tell and Wormcoil and win with that. The thing is, that aside, Show and Tell is not great with any of my other cards, so that's not very appealing. If I had something, a big spell in my deck, like even something maybe like Iona, I don't know. Let's say I had Iona in my sideboard, I think I would side in Iona and Show and Tell, and you know, try this can just steal the game, and you just need 2 cards, and I get 3 lands. So I might have done that, since this matchup is fairly frightening. That aside, I'm not sure. I would need some really big spell to make me want to side in the Show and Tell. And Show and Tell just for Wormcoil might not be enough. I'm not sure. Anyway, I will definitely play first and keep this hand, which is fine. Hopefully I can draw an island at some point. And hopefully my opponent has a creature heavy draw. Because if he has mostly burn spells, that hand is not gonna be great at all. But I have the Wormcoil actually, which I didn't realize. So if I can just draw 4 lands in a row off the top of my deck, that'd be perfect. I have answer for early creatures, and if you know the red deck is strong, but if you can deal with their early creature, it's fairly likely that what was I saying? It is fairly likely that you will get to the point where you can cast a Wormcoil if you can make your land drops. So, because he will not kill you with burn spells only. He can kill you turn 4, turn 5, but mostly with creature. It's much harder to do with burn spells. And for some reason, my opponent is taking again thousands of hours to choose. I'm gonna play Seal of Fire. The reason I'm doing that is that if he plays Goblin Guide, I wanna be able to kill that right away. Um, so, okay, Grim Lavamancer, sure. Archmage. Hmm. Actually, what I'm gonna do is probably just pass the turn, do nothing, and see what he does. I would be happy to steal the Grim with Threads, since I can activate it, which means he probably will have to kill it. I kinda wanna keep the Seal of Fire up, and taking 1 is not that annoying. I guess if I cannot draw land, I might Flame Slash the Grim Lavamancer and keep my Seal of Fire up, but that aside, I think I'm fairly fine. As I did draw an island, which is perfect. So I'm gonna steal that Grim. And I'm in a fairly decent spot there, honestly. If he kills the Grim, that's gonna be a 2-for-1. 1 less burn spell in his hand, that's just amazing. If he doesn't, it's a good creature for me since I can activate it. Glen Elendra is also a very good top deck for that matchup. Basically, I think if I if there is 10 lands on the top of my library, I just win this game. I don't need more spells than the one I already have, which is very nice. Um, Obviously, if I keep stuck on 3 lands, bad thing could happen to me. So if he's attacking only with that, I think I'm gonna use Seal of Fire. I don't really want to take 2. And I will soon have the Grim Lavamancer available to me, as it does Brimstone Volley my face, which makes sense, I guess. And I did draw a mountain, amazing. I don't think playing Glen Elendra right now is very great since I don't have blue to activate it. And Beetleback Dude puts a decent amount of pressure, so I'm just gonna play that. Since it's 4 power, which you know threatens my opponent's life total, and also give me blockers, fairly perfect. I'm at 14, my opponent has 4 cards in hand. I have Glen Elendra entering the battlefield soon, so I like my spot there. And I will definitely keep Glen Elendra up over Lavamancer, and that should make the game fairly easy, because I don't think that Mono Red can beat Glen Elendra if I am at 14. That's gonna be very hard for them, and I have a decent board position. So yeah, I like my spot there. And if they use 2 burn spell to kill that, I would have 2-for-1 them with this, with the Lavamancer, and I think they will end up with not enough spell to kill me. And this Beetleback warrior thing is definitely applying pressure. So yeah, that's a very good start. Next turn, if I draw land, I have the Wormcoil 2. So yup, I like my chances there. Searing Spear my face. Alright, alright. Sure. As I will attack for. I mean, being at 11 against Mono Red is not that bad if I have a Glen Elendra up. A fear for me could be that he plays a spell that I counter with Elendra and then has some sort of Pyroclasm effect. Stormbreast Dragon. Yup, that's... Well, I will just sack my Elendra to save 4 damage. Um, that's fine, and next turn I can Flame Slash that. Which is nice. And I think I'd rather, even if I draw land, I'd rather Flame Slash than play Wormcoil. Uh, yeah, I just think it's better overall. Because the Dragon is gonna attack for a lot. Um, I mean, that was fairly obvious, but yeah, my play is probably, no matter what I draw, I think I'm gonna Flame Slash the Dragon, attack with everything but the Lavamancer, and then end of his turn either kill a creature that he plays or burn him for 2. He will take 5 this turn, plus 2 from the Lavamancer, most likely this is 7, he's dead next turn. I'm at 11 with a Glen Elendra backup, I should be fine. This is just unfortunate, but my opponent takes so much time. I mean, you are tapped out on my upkeep. This guy is almost for sure double queuing, and I really would advise you to not do that. First, it's not very friendly and nice for other people. I guess that might be the least concern of a lot of players, but whatever. But second, you will not whatever your level might be, you will still play worst if you are playing 2 games at the same time. So I really would advise you against doing that. Kiki-Chiki is decent. Kiki-Jiki, Glen Elendra is actually fairly good luck. But anyway, I'm gonna kill that, attack with everything but the Grim, and that should seal the deal for the most. Yeah, and yeah, double queuing. Yeah, I've tried it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I've did that a few times, and I just don't think it's good. Like, the goal of this game is to have pleasure, and at least for me, when I'm double queuing, I don't have pleasure. I'm just stressed because of the timer. I don't play the best I can. Yeah, it's just not great. Um, sure, not much I can do about a Spike Shot Elder, I guess. Killing my Lavamancer, alright. The question now is, should I... So if I use that on him, he goes to... I guess it doesn't matter, since if I don't kill that, he can jump block the Beetle, so I might as well kill the Elder. Yup. And my opponent is taking 5 next turn. I guess if they don't have the burn spell, I can kill them with Kiki-Jiki. If I draw a land, I also kill them because I have 6 power of attackers, and I have the Glen Elendra backup, so any land wins me the game. And again, I mean, taking so much time between those triggers is... I mean, if the fun for you is to play 5 mono red deck at the same time, great, but I honestly don't think that it's amazing. Um, Anyway, I think my best play is to Kiki-Jiki there. If they don't have a burn spell, that kills them. If they do, that's not to my face. I mean, there's no way they are winning. Okay, it's gonna be a concession, and that's gonna be the end of this draft. Fairly nice. We assembled the combo during the game 2. I mean the match 2, which was nice. And that aside, we played some fairly fair games around 1 and 3 against aggressive deck. And the deck was, it was doing fine. It's just a really good piece of cube draft I built there, so quite nice. Also very funny to play. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I see you guys for another draft.